I am highly concerned based on these specific examples. They are expecting a drop in demand, and therefore using the quarantine issue to reduce the company's production and costs. Optimists claim that since the Fed is flooding the markets with dollars, then they lift the quarantine measures and the economy miraculously recovers. And it's clear that there is still room for the fall, and he chooses to get rid of the part of the securities. Glad to welcome you to the Coin Post channel. Today we're having a slightly weird topic because I'm gonna tell you how Elon Musk fires his employees and Warren Buffett loses money on airline shares. But I'm not some kind of a bad guy who decided to gloat at them. Those are two primary examples of how the world economy is facing an important choice. And the trillions of dollars printed by the US Federal Reserve may not be able to drag out the stock market, industry, business, and as a result, the population. We recently discussed this in terms of the current state of the economy compared to the Great Depression in the United States from 1929 to 1939. And today I'd like to show you why I am highly concerned based on these specific examples. Well, and toward the end of the video, I'm gonna say a few words about Bitcoin, because it would be simply inexcusable to miss such an opportunity for a crypto adept like me. If you're loving our content and don't want to miss the new videos that we upload every other day, it's time to click the subscribe button and finally turn on the notifications. Let's start. We're gonna begin with Elon Musk, who, due to the current business challenges caused by the quarantine measures, decided to cut salaries and got the employees furloughed, keeping their health benefits only. Actually, we should give credit to Elon Musk. They cut executive salaries as much as 30%, followed by a 20% drop for any kinds of directors and a 10% cut for the others. It would seem that it's about taking care of employees. We'd all like to have such proper bosses. If we take ours, they are, for the most part, used to solving the problem at the expense of the ordinary hard-working guys, and then getting themselves a reward for being such a good fellow who handled the situation. But Elon Musk is not that good, because those employees who can't work from home and aren't assigned critical tasks will be kicked out without pay until about May the 4th. In fact, it means that Tesla temporarily closes its main electric vehicle assembly factory in the United States, where it had about 56,000 employees in good times. A reduction in salaries will affect all employees of the company, even those who work in its units in other countries. And here I want to play conspiracy theory because, in practice, the United States doesn't have strict quarantine, and no one forced Elon Musk to shut down the factory. Besides, I'm confident that of all the companies, Tesla could provide their employees with a sufficient number of face masks, disposable gloves, and disinfectant. Why then a shutdown? To my understanding, they are expecting a drop in demand, and therefore using the quarantine issue to reduce the company's production and costs. And it's all happening in the US, where businesses get tax breaks, free loans, and they give out benefits of $200 per family. That is, they support businesses the best they can, and still they prefer a shutdown, because there is no point in producing goods if no one's gonna buy them later. And what's happening with the business in your country? I suggest that we conduct a survey with some simple choices. Is the business doing well, or is it screwed? You can see the study on the screen, and you can find it at any time in the box below. I would also like to ask all of our viewers who do real business to write a brief report in the comments on how you're doing and what you think about the government support and situation in your country. And now, moving on to another example, the one of Warren Buffett. So, Warren Buffett sold the stakes of two airlines, although he recently bought them. In that video, I was explaining that Buffett's purchase doesn't mean a bottom on the market. It's just simple averaging to compensate for losses due to the stock collapse. And the fact that Warren Buffett is not changing but averaging his position indicates that he believes in the airline industry, because in fact, there's no alternative. It's the fastest, most convenient and safest, though truly terrifying, way of traveling from one country to another. Then why did Berkshire Hathaway choose to sell? My answer is still the same, because they won't have any demand. Indeed, optimists claim that since the Fed is flooding the markets with dollars, then they lift the quarantine measures and the economy miraculously recovers. Everything is as it used to be, and you don't have to worry anymore. But this is not gonna happen, and I'm not gonna give you a horrifying timeline in which people would not be able to cope with the current disaster, and we would all have to wear protective equipment instead of business suits, and smartphone manufacturers would integrate them into gas masks, and we would all have to see friends and family using VR. I don't want anything like that, and I'm sure that in 6 months or a year at most, we're gonna forget about current challenges like a bad dream, but it already damaged the economy. People are already shutting down their businesses, not getting a salary, and are forced to spend their savings if there are any, or borrow if they have none, but you still want to eat, right? And therefore, as soon as the United States and other countries lift restrictions on air travel, people won't rush to buy tickets. They're not gonna go on vacation because they have no money. They're not gonna go on a business trip because there is no business either. It means that airlines will keep suffering, and their stocks will keep going down even lower. And when Warren Buffett got the reports, and as a major shareholder he got them first, saying that Delta's second quarter revenue would fall by 90%, he took a logical step and sold his stakes in the two companies for $390 million. And this is what we got on the chart. First, Buffett thinks that the industry has reached a bottom and makes a purchase on around March 20th. Then he gets the market research, and it's clear that there is still room for the fall, and he chooses to get rid of the part of the securities, probably with an eye to re-entering even lower. And if airline reports don't lie, we still have room to fall. Like Tesla, by the way, Bitcoin is gonna be okay. More about that coming in the final part of the video. Before that, let me thank all of our viewers for watching and ask to support our channel with a thumbs up. The main message of this video is that people don't have money, the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle is broken, and therefore they will have to cut spending. It means that there will be no demand, and manufacturers will begin to scale back production, and as a result they will need fewer workers, and salaries are also gonna go down. And I wouldn't be optimistic even about large internet companies like Google or Facebook, despite the fact that they have colossal amounts of billions of dollars in their reserves. After all, their primary income is advertising, and if no one's buying, then advertising budgets are gonna be significantly reduced. Therefore, when I look at the Tesla stock chart today, in my opinion, they should go the same path as Bitcoin and go look for another bottom. And it's not because it's very much like the Bitcoin chart from the fall 2017 to autumn 2018. It's not about the price bubble, but the fact that the company was flourishing due to the personality of Elon Musk and the expectations that it would become a leader in the electric car market. But they haven't had any crazy profits yet, and based on current trends in the market, it's not gonna happen anytime soon. I believe that now is the time to remind you of the opportunity to click the subscribe button and join our community. All are welcome. And now, a few words about the opportunities for Bitcoin in the light of the current crisis. I don't want to bring up the topic of defensive assets and what to buy in a crisis, but let me remind you that Bitcoin hasn't just been speculation on exchanges, as most people think. In fact, there's an ecosystem of mutual settlements between people and businesses in the cryptocurrency, and it's working fine in the light of current events, when countries, due to the depreciation of the national currency, are gonna limit using dollars. It's gonna grow even more eventually, and the higher the acceptance, the higher the actual asset price. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. CoinPost channel, subscribe and get enlightened.